How many times have you heard everything happens for a reason and life is happening for you, not to you, and to see the good in everything, yada, yada, yada. We've all heard it. We've all said it. And yet we still preach it. So I'm here to talk to you about why those things actually work and why it's not just a bunch of BS that, me and other life coaches like to say. Because here's the truth. I've had to go through that this whole 3 weeks. So you don't think that, what we're saying actually works, and you think that we're saying it from a cushy place of you're a life coach, things are easy for you. I'm here to tell you that's not true. So let's get into my past 3 weeks. Let's start with the retreat that I had three Sundays ago. I was about to say summers, 3 Sundays ago. It was great. It was a good day. Things went well. But because of that retreat, the whole week before, I had been neglecting my business. Why have I been neglecting my business that whole week before? Because I was doing all the final work for the retreat that we had. It's a lot of work to go into a retreat. It was a good time. Retreat happened on Saturday. Things went flawlessly. Sunday, I had this beautiful bout of inspiration. I knew what I was going to do with my business. I knew how I was going to get things done. Things were just going to be beautiful. I had time to do it now that I didn't have the retreat. And then I'm in bed sick for 2 days. In bed, just completely sick. Also, it's December, and I live in Kentucky, and it's lightning outside. Sorry, I'm really distracted by the fact that it's lightning in December in Kentucky. With thunder. Okay, back up. So, wonderful thing on Sunday happens. I'm in a great space. Things are going well. Sick in bed for 2 days straight. Couldn't even do anything. Not one thing business-wise. So I was put to a pause. I had to remember life was happening for me, not to me. So the reason why I was sick, the reason I had to be still was for a reason. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, things are going pretty okay. And then I'm like, the week after is going to be great. It's going to be fine. Oh, it's Thanksgiving next week. I'm hosting. Oh, snap. Okay, so I don't mind hosting. I volunteer to host because I love to host. But the important part of Thanksgiving being next week is that I have to now dedicate 2 days that I was planning on working towards the holiday, because those 2 days are the house prep and all the food prep I have to do for Thanksgiving Day, and then the actual meal and the fact that I'm celebrating for Thanksgiving with my family. Okay, cool. You know what? No big deal. I realized it in time. I can do what I need to do, adjust my schedule, do a few things. Cool. Things are going well. So then Thanksgiving happens, everything runs smooth, and I have a Friday obligation, so I'll work Saturday and Sunday to make up the fact that I, wasn't able to work Wednesday and Thursday. And I come in my office on Saturday, Friday obligation, come in my office on Saturday, I'm going to get stuff done. Go on my treadmill for a little bit because I have a treadmill in my office, and boom, the electricity is gone in my office. All my outlets aren't working. I heard a sizz, and the electricity just decided it's not going to work, except for my light. The fan light I have was like, yeah, we're cool, but everything else was like, no, we're done. So then Saturday and Sunday, my husband and father-in-law are working to fix the electrical problem. We go into Monday, and we have one last thing that we're going to try before we get an electrician. Tuesday, nothing's still working. We're getting an electrician to come and look at our house. Thankfully, my uncle's an electrician, so I was able to, just ask him. And he told my husband that the best thing we could do is to tear down the drywall in our basement, because they can't see anything underneath the drywall ceiling that's in our basement. Great! Not the news I was going for. Wednesday, Kirsten tears down the drywall ceiling. First off, I don't do handy stuff, so that was like a huge, I'm gonna be doing fucking what? Pardon the French, but that's how I was feeling. Second off, my husband had to literally explain the best way to pull down drywall off the ceiling, because I literally am not one of those people. So, Wednesday, what do? I tear down the whole ceiling. Figured it out, did a pretty good job of it, had some learning curves, a little bit of drywall dust got in my eyes. I had to take 2 showers because I had to take a break in between, but it got done. That's what matters. So now that the drywall ceiling's gone, we should be able to find the electrical problem, no problem, right? False. The problem was not in the basement whatsoever. The problem was because I live in a house that was built in the 1950s, so the wiring's really chaotic in this house. The problem was actually on our second floor in a crawl space where we didn't even know we had an outlet in there, but we figured it out through checking the wiring. And there was 2 open wires that needed to be shut. The cap needed to be shut on them, which there was already cap nuts on them. Somehow they came loose. Either way, problem solved. Wednesday night, late Wednesday night, I now have electricity running into my office. So now in the process of trying to get the electricity fixed in my office got destroyed. Like, all the furniture had to be moved because they had to get to the outlets. Like, these bookshelves had to be moved. The bookshelf over here had to be moved. I had to get the books into totes. I had to have everything moved. Everything was just wreck and chaos in my office. So Thursday was clean up the remainder of the drywall. I didn't clean up Wednesday because also the outlets that controlled my office outlets for some reason control my basement light. I couldn't see once the sun set. I was like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. The doors were closed off. None of my animals could get to it. It was safe. So Thursday, I get sunlight in the basement now because there's a couple windows. I clean up the drywall, finish the whatever I left there, and I'm like, let's put the office together. Cool. Okay. Thursday, the office is getting put together. Things are falling back in place. Awesome. Friday, I have an obligation. Saturday, I have an obligation. It fell through. Okay, the house has been kind of ignored because we've been trying to figure out this electrical thing. I can finish putting the rest of my office back together. I have Sunday obligation. Cool. Monday pops around and I am just a wreck. I don't have any motivation to work on anything right now. I'm really upset about why I had this beautiful, divine, just wonderful inspiration, and then since then, nothing's been happening my way. Everything's been going wonky and chaotic. And as I'm like in these moments, when I didn't have the electricity, I kept reminding myself that life is happening for me, not to me. What was my lesson? What was my lesson? Why was I supposed to be doing this? Well, guess what? I just still don't know why I was supposed to be doing that, let alone tearing down drywall. But here's some things I did learn about myself. I got the confidence that if I need to tear down drywall again, I'm going to be able to do it. The other thing that's really important is tearing down the drywall was way outside of my comfort zone, and I did it. So that was a good feeling. The second thing, my office now, I feel a lot more secure in the outlets that I have. We upgraded them from the 15-volt outlet to a 20-volt outlet, which means more electricity can run through my office safely. The other thing is because I had to put my office back together, I purged a lot of stuff. I got rid of 2 shelves of books that I no longer need. They were good books. I love the books. They're fantasy books. I'm just never going to return back to that world. I have no drive to go back to this world, so I'm going to let someone else find those worlds. I'm going to donate them or something like that. I haven't gotten that far because literally, like, Monday was 2 days ago. So I'm still, like, coming out of that chaos. So maybe my whole office had to get destroyed and I had to lose electricity and I had to lose 5 days of possible work progress in order to just purge my office and get my office to have the confidence that it needs in order to hold everything I'm doing, making videos, editing things, all the lighting that happens. I'm officially going to have a fish aquarium, actually right in that little corner, right? Over, no. It's right there. Yeah, okay, right there. I want to have a little, like, 2-gallon fish aquarium there because I haven't had a fish aquarium for a couple months and I like having fish aquariums. But my point is while I was going through all this chaos, while I was going through all of this, I was still crying in my showers because you cry in your showers because it helps with the headache. But I was still panicking. I was still feeling fear. I was still feeling nervousness. I was feeling all of that. I was going off on my guides and telling the universe why. Why is this happening? And then I had to bring myself back to say things are happening for me even though I can't see it right now. So, you want to tell me that I can easily say that everything happens for a reason and everything happens for me because I live a cushy, coach life, and that's not reality. We go through the same struggles in a different way that you go through, okay? I've been to hell and back multiple times. Like, I'm not here to tell you about all the times I've been to hell and back. What I am here to tell you, though, is that it is a still relevant lesson for me to remember that everything happens for a reason. It's still a real relevant lesson for me to remember life is happening for me. So, as I'm helping you understand this, know it's stuff that I have to work through too. And I still don't know why I have been put on pause for my business for almost 3 weeks. Because that's what it equaled out to. It's about 3 weeks of work that I haven't been able to do, but I have to tell myself it happened for a reason. Do I know the reason right now? No. Just like when my electricity went out and I was flipping out about how I was going to make and edit videos, I was forced to see things differently. I took myself to a bookstore 2 days just to do back work. I had to do a bunch of coding on my website. I had a few things I had to do, on the payment portion of everything, and I got it done. Would I have gotten those things done if I wasn't forced to be still? I would like to think so, but realistically, I probably would have kept putting it on the back burner because I don't know how long I've been putting that on the back burner. So that got done. My office feels a lot more comforting and just clean because I purged a few things. I did some deep cleaning in my office that's probably been needing to be done for months. Would I continue to allow my office to be the way it was if my electricity would have been working fine? Probably. But in the middle of everything, up until last Thursday, even Saturday, I didn't make these connections. I had to just keep reminding myself over and over that life happens for me and I'll understand. I didn't really completely start understanding until yesterday and today. Through, again, lots of journaling and lots of meditation. I had to work through it, okay? I'm not pretending that this was a joyful journey the whole way. I was, like I said, crying in the showers. I was getting aggravated. I felt real fear. I felt real anxiety. I felt nervousness. I was wondering how everything was going to work. I was thinking the world was going to fall apart. Like, I had all of those thoughts. And I allowed the thoughts to happen, and I continued to work through them. And then I reminded myself that there's a reason for this, even if I can't see it now. So, remember that we're not just saying these things because they sound good. We're not just saying these things because we want you to feel good about what's happening in your life, even though it seems shitty. We're saying these things because we live it and practice it. And if I can live it and practice it, so can you. You can do this too. If you need any help with that, comment below and tell me what's going on. I'll see what I can do to help you find why life is happening for you and not to you. If you want to talk to me, reach out to me. You can Facebook message me or you can comment down below. That is a great way to communicate with me. Anything else, just like and subscribe to the video. And if you want any private coaching, the link is in the description below.